Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of News Dose, where we give you all of the latest news in the gaming world. And you know, one of the games that's really been taking up a lot of my time here recently is The Outer Worlds, which released last week. It's such a good game, especially if you like RPGs, and if you're looking for more games like it, well, there's already some talk about a sequel. And also, PlayStation had some big announcements today that will definitely make PlayStation fans happy. There's also some other things we will discuss, such as EA and the next Dragon Age game. I certainly wasn't expecting that in the news today, but here we are, so stay tuned for that as well. But let's talk about PlayStation first, because they dropped a lot of news today, and some of it was really big news as well. One being that the PlayStation 4 is now the second best-selling home console of all time, passing the Nintendo Wii. This, of course, is great news for PlayStation and its fans. It really has been a dominating generation for the PlayStation 4, and it's kind of been since the very kickoff. I mean, if we remember when it launched back in 2013, and really, it doesn't even feel that long ago, but there was a bit of a competition from the Xbox One at first, or really just within the first month or two. But the Wii U was kind of dead in the water, and Xbox One really struggled after the initial launch thanks to their PR issues and always online, and well, you know the rest of the story. But big congrats to the PlayStation here. And that wasn't the only news from PlayStation, as they also noted that they will continue to pursue more opportunities to enhance their own content IP beyond Insomniac games. Now, this could mean a wide number of things, but one way of taking this is that they could be looking to acquire more studios. There's been a rumor for a while now that they may be looking to pick up Remedy Entertainment, which just finished Control, but we haven't heard about that for a long time, so I'm not really sure what happened with all that. Of course, they could target some other studios that they've worked with as well, such as Bluepoint, and I know that's really popular among fans, so we'll see where this goes from here. Now, of course, big publishers are always looking to find ways to enhance their own library, but it's the way it was worded when talking about Insomniac games that makes it sound as if they may be open to adding another studio if the opportunity arises. If they do, who do you think that they could pick up? Would it be somebody such as Remedy Entertainment or Bluepoint, or would it be a completely different studio? Let me know in the comments below. PlayStation also announced November's PlayStation Plus lineup, which is Nioh and Outlast 2, which are both excellent games. This is definitely one of the better months that I've seen for PlayStation Plus, and I'd highly recommend both of these games. Nioh is kind of like Dark Souls, but it's unique in its own way, and then Outlast is one of the better horror games on the market. Can't go wrong with either game. In other news, this kind of hit my radar back in August when Xbox first-party studio head Matt Booty glowingly talked about Obsidian's upcoming RPG, The Outer Worlds, and how he would love to see it become a franchise, and that he would want it to be an Xbox exclusive unlike the Minecraft franchise. That already alone is worth noting, especially considering some people still believe that if a sequel was ever made, that there was a chance it would be multi-platform. But according to Matt Booty, that isn't going to happen. But yeah, we kind of already knew that some of the upper dogs within Xbox wanted to make a sequel. But now we're starting to hear Obsidian Entertainment themselves talk openly about a sequel in an interview with Game Informer, and how they too would love to see The Outer Worlds become a franchise. They seem very open about the fact that they want to make a sequel, but even though they're going to likely have a bigger budget with Microsoft's backing this time around, that they still want to keep it from becoming a big open world game. They seem to like the more Mass Effect-like structure where there is open-ended areas, but don't think that the big open worlds necessarily make for better games. Now, I actually completely agree with this, and I've said this before, but to me, I've always preferred a more focused game, much like The Outer Worlds, as opposed to big open world games where it often feels empty and I'm just going from point A to point B. Or at least that's what I do. I mean, everybody has different opinions on this, and I completely understand that. Obsidian also said that they want to keep a smaller team on the Outer Worlds franchise, that way each person can have creative freedom, and it just seems to be a much more focused approach. And hey, all I know is that whatever they did with the first Outer Worlds, they can do the second however they want. I completely trust them. As I said, it's a great game, and if you're an RPG fan, it's a must-have. Moving on, EA had a few things to talk about today as well, including they're looking to release some exciting remasters of fan-favorite games before 2021. For me, the first EA game that pops out that could get a remaster is the Mass Effect trilogy. This franchise has been oddly absent this generation, and it's one of the best franchises of the 21st century. So I think it would more than make enough sense to get a remaster. It would be pretty cool to play on something like the Switch as well, or at least in my opinion. They could also remaster the Dead Space franchise, which I think has 3 games by this point, and that'd be pretty cool too. But speaking of BioWare games like Mass Effect, EA also dropped a little news about the next Dragon Age game, and that it unfortunately won't be releasing until after 2022. And while this may be disappointing for some of you more impatient fans, I think with all of the turmoil that has been going on within BioWare that was really highlighted with the recent release of Anthem and even Mass Effect Andromeda, I think taking all the time they need might be the correct approach here. All we can do now is hope for the best game possible, and I do hope BioWare comes back in a big way. I think the industry is better when BioWare is successful, and they were one of the best RPG developers of the PS360 era. There was also another big game in the headlines, which is Battlefield, and the next installment is due to release in the fiscal year of 2022, which is sometime between March of 2021 and March of 2022. My guess would be the holiday of 2021, considering how big the franchise is, and they're really going to want those holiday sales. So probably another 2 years before the next Battlefield game, but at least we have some news about it for now. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button. Peace out.